Perfect.
Okay. So in section 3, it talks about this group ideation. I don't know. This group session where we talk about different potential big ideas.
Right.
And I don't know if that got done because we have to attach it to the report.
Well, I thought that's what we had to do tonight, isn't it?
Oh, I have no idea.
I could easily be wrong. I was looking at it about a half hour ago.
No, you're totally fine. I honestly haven't been able to keep track of my 2 different classes because we're doing lots of different projects. So I could be 100% wrong.
Okay, so let's see what it says. So write a creative brief, use the creative brief template, and include your finished brief in your report. That's number 2. And then it has looks like we have to keep all these notes down from our creative brief. I pulled up the creative brief template too.
Yeah, that sounds good too.
It's
And it kind of has the same thing as, I think it has about the same thing it's in the Google Doc, I think.
I think Jimmy attached it to the Google Doc, or copied it onto the Google Doc.
Sorry?
I think Jimmy had copied the template onto the Google Doc, which is why it's the same.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Well, then that's why it's the same.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we could probably tell everybody else to do it number 3. If we get a good shot at number 2, what do you think?
Yeah, that
sounds good to me.
I mean, so because what we talked about last week, I guess this is our big idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
We thought it was still tied to Uber. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Okay. So our big idea, I think we came up with was self-driving cars.
Mm-hmm.
Driverless cars. So what do? We start this job to run a So do we want to, who wants to be scribed? Do you want to do it, Sarah? Or do you want, I can try it.
I can do it. Sarah, you do it all the time, so I'll give you a break.
Okay, sounds good.
You want to do it, Jake?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. So let's put in our names for participants, right?
Yep.
Ready. So I'm doing it on a Word doc, but do you want, I'm trying to find that Google sheet that you guys have.
It's in my shared file if it didn't get shared with you.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. File. Not on.
I don't have your email in here, Jake. Did you find it? Did you find it in your shared files?
I haven't found it.
Okay. What's your email?
JCHOWE 2015 at gmail.com.
That was JCHOWE 2015 at gmail.com, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. I guess I'm authorized to send you that link. I just sent it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think Jimmy's the one that started it.
I think so, yeah.
And this is on documents, huh?
Yeah, it's called Project 3, I think. Yeah, Project 3 in Google Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, this is Casey. I'll be right back, okay?
No worries.
Well, for sake of time, I'll find it later, but I'll just share my screen.
Okay.
So you guys can see what I'm writing.
Okay.
All right. Tell me if I spell your names wrong.
Yeah, we've learned how important having your name in there is.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Faulk?
Yep.
Oops.
So which is your
Lisa.
maiden name?
Falk.
Falk is your maiden name?
Okay, yeah. I just haven't been able to change anything.
I get it. It's probably a pain to change all that in the school.
It is.
Alexandro?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
but-
have,
Well, do they get it? Do they put their name down because they're not here?
Oh,
I don't know.
I'm not going to put it down.
Am I being stingy on that?
No, if we need to have their
I-
name, because they're going to do number two, or
Yeah, they're going to do number 3, and then probably not going to put my name in there. I'm not doing it.
we'll see.
Oh.
We'll see what they want. All right.
And maybe, just a thought, maybe at the end of the project, well, after we finish it or whoever submits it, at the very top could write everyone who participated
Yeah.
at some point in time instead of just, does that make sense?
Well, I thought he just looked at the Excel spreadsheets we sent. I didn't know he even looked at the paper. It kind
That's
of
what I thought
surprised me.
too, because everybody had that on there. And
Yeah, because mine was, yeah.
That's
But-
true. But yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, because Jake, I had you in my Excel spreadsheet, so I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, what doesn't make sense too on top of it is the fact that he's a part of our thread.
Yeah.
And so he can see like how much we're participating in everything. And I know he's got lots of other projects to pay attention to, but there's that, and then
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yep, we fixed it.
So you're going to put Casey in there if he's coming back here in a second, maybe?
Yeah, I'm just pulling my keyboard off. I'm like, what the heck happened to this?
You type like me.
All right. Casey. We'll ask him when he gets back. Okay, discussion leader, Scott.
Oh, am I the leader? Okay.
All
Well,
you, Scott.
You set it up.
That's a good point.
Name of your
Hey, you spell Casey. You want to know how you spell Casey's last name?
paper. Go ahead. I'm ready for you.
It's Polatis.
Well, that's
So, the name of the business, Uber Automatic. I don't know. Uber driverless.
Uber driverless. Oh, that's a good idea.
Sound okay?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
You having keys stick or what's going on? What's doing all that?
Yeah.
Sometimes with my other computer, if I shake it at all, it'll just randomly type keys since it's so sensitive.
Huh?
No, my kids got. I don't know what this is, but it's like this sticky thing all over my keyboard.
Oh no.
Sounds like kids. They break stuff.
They stick stuff. All of the above.
Yeah.
Can't have anything nice, huh?
All right. Okay, Uber self-drive for now.
What is being
Wait.
promoted?
Wait, what did you say?
Uber driverless.
Uber driverless.
Yeah.
What is being promoted? Automated autopilot driving.
Driverless. What do they call them? Is it driverless vehicles? What do they call it? They call it something.
Automaton.
Self-driving cars.
There you go. I knew.
There you
No,
go.
there you go.
Thank
Self-driving
you.
cars.
What is
What's
overall?
overall promotional objective?
I think it's kind of to widen the reach, to reach different customers or consumers, whatever we want to call them, to make them, to resolve their concerns with certain
Yeah.
things. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. See, I was thinking it'd be like we want to get people to increase our market share through lower costs and safer driving history, or I don't know.
Well, you take the human element out of it, and you get less wickedness, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't necessarily mean that you're more safe unless the car is a good driver, but at least it's not going to try and
Kidnap you.
take you to the middle of nowhere and tie you to a tree. And
It'll also take the shortest route. I think we talked about that last week too.
So we are. Maybe it's just something that we accepted already that I didn't know about. But when we use driverless cars, who provides the car?
Uber.
Uber.
So then that would be huge overhead cost.
But it would be a lot cheaper. I think of a slightly bigger. Yes, it'd be huge up front, and
Overhead costs would be big, but then afterwards
you don't have. Yeah,
Well,
one, you'd cut out a lot of the paying of all of these different employees and all of their issues and payback for any kind of thing that happens because of their.
it's not gonna flip on like a light switch. You introduce one or two cars in key testing pilot areas, and then you buy 5 cars a year type thing. You know what I mean? It's not a.
I think we can, since we're in the sales team, we can try to think of reasons why, not reasons why not. So it's a good point. They're spending billions probably right now to develop the technology.
It could even be like assisted cars. Like once the car showed up at your location, the person taking the ride could do the driving, and then the car uses GPS to get back to its hub, back to its station or something.
That would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well, I almost wonder, and maybe this has nothing to do with everything, but I almost wonder if there's a way to lease the cars from companies. So rather than,
they could totally partner with like Tesla or something, get a bunch of electric cars, and I mean, you find a joint venture with another big corporation.
you have the alliances between the two, and their cars get marketed at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in case it comes up.
No, a joint venture is by far the way to go.
Right.
You find GM or Tesla or Toyota, one of those other big manufacturers who want to really lead the electric car revolution.
Mm-hmm.
The electric self-driving revolution.
So what do we put down for overall promotional objective?
To what Sarah was going along the lines of saying, decrease typical labor costs and potential risks of lawsuits.
That sounds good on an operations side, but when it says promotional, I think more about the sales end of it.
Yeah, it is. It should be, because you're talking about target. We're gonna have to come up with a positioning statement. But the overall promotional objective would be to gain more reliable services and expand the market share.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I would think. To gain market share through innovation and
to provide more reliable services and gain market share.
Yeah, there you go.
So market share in key target areas.
I would say gain rather than promote. We want to gain market share. This is why I'm not the note guy.
We don't need any backseat drivers, huh?
No kidding.
Pun intended.
So what's our positioning statement? See,
So
look at-
is it okay if I read what we had for Uber initially?
Perfect.
And we can bring it. Okay, so our positioning statement was Uber provides secure, reliable, and convenient transportation for all aspects of your life. Whether you're a traveling professional or on a vacation and need a ride to or from the local social club, we've got you covered. Plan less, live easier, use Uber.
That almost fits our promotional objective perfectly. Like the very first sentence of that, it was secure and reliable were the two words.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Send that through the group comments real quick, please, and then we
you
can
got it.
just modify it and keep it.
Well, because I feel like it should be along the lines of,
There's no reason we can't keep the same position.
yeah.
I think
feel
it's
like
good to keep the same position. You don't want to be all over the map, right?
Yeah.
Unless we were pivoting into a whole new arena of something else, then I would say consistency is good.
Hmm.
Okay. Who is our target customer?
More of the same.
So I think early adopters
That's a good point.
be more likely to feel comfortable driving in a car without a driver.
Well, I was like, so I know this probably isn't as broad as we should be, but I think those hesitant people who are anxious or nervous about driving in someone else's car, so that's what I initially think of. Our target is those people who don't use our service because of the.
Because
No. Go ahead, Casey.
yeah, no, you're right on. I agree. I think it's really people who aren't comfortable, maybe who are shy, right? Who don't want to get in a car with a stranger,
Mhm.
and maybe they don't want to drive by themselves in crazy traffic. But so it's more of like Uber will assist you as you drive, because if you're in control of the car, you're still in control, but you're not by yourself.
I got it too. In a growing world where social media and handheld technological use is much more prevalent, and social interaction is no longer face to face. People are more comfortable in a solitary environment, and that is something that we can enhance by promoting this kind of service.
Yeah, because literally, you could get in and drive yourself, and then the car just goes back to its. It's not like you have to rely on the car to drive you there. The car just drives itself to your location, and then you drive it to where you want and get out.
I think it could even be the situation where, like, you can choose to make that decision to drive where you want, but then also you could choose to be a passenger and just have it drive you to the location, have the GPS.
Totally.
Yeah.
But it suits both personalities. Someone who's okay with letting the car drive, let the car drive. Someone who's not okay with letting the car drive, jump in and manually take the override if you need to.
It kind of makes me think of Enterprise a little bit, but it's a car that like goes to your location instead of just having a central location.
Yeah.
We'll pick you up, Enterprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Sorry, we got off track. Target customer.
I think it's just the same segment. You're just picking up people who are on the fence one way or the other.
Okay.
Anyone who has considered Uber but has been reluctant for various reasons.
Mm-hmm.
gotta help me out with the wording on this one. 'Cause anyone who is reluctant to ride in an Uber vehicle with a living driver.
But anyone with safety concerns about driving in an Uber vehicle with a living, they don't know, something like that.
Anyone who's reluctant to ride in a vehicle for
Or a
for any-
stranger.
With a living driver. I prefer a dead driver.
You do you.
To anyone who is reluctant to ride in an Uber vehicle with a that has specific concerns
concerns about safety,
of ride share,
social interactions,
safety, social interactions,
and reliability. I don't know.
How about early adopters who just want to be cool? I don't know.
and and riding solo. YOLO. So signs of rideshare safety, social interactions, and riding. Oh, and
The fence sitters have no excuse at that point, right?
Mhm.
It's for all the people that'd rather email than pick up the phone.
Or vice versa, for all the people who'd rather pick up the phone than email. It's either you can have the tech savvy self-driving car, or you can get into it old fashioned and drive yourself.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about it, is it kind of picks up, it's just a broader net of your current customer base.
so then if we are going to pursue that kind of automated driving, then whether you can drive it or it can be drive itself, then on this third part, or maybe we should have a whole other sentence for it, but specific concerns of rideshare safety, social interactions, and the ability to either drive yourself or be driven.
I think
Yes.
it's better in a new sentence.
Yeah.
Because these are concerns, and that's more of a these are your options. It's someone who wants to have an option rather than a concern that they have. Does that make sense?
So
whether you're is it tech savvy? What'd you guys call it? Whether you're
Yeah, tech savvy.
I think early adopter was.
early adopters. Whether you're an early adopter or old fashioned. Right.
There you go.
going to be too wordy.
Who are old fashioned and like to drive themselves, or early adopters, and yeah. Or the early adopters who like to live on the edge. I don't know.
Early adopters of self-driving cars.
Who are early adopters and millennials who really don't give a crap. I gotta be careful because I'm right on the tail end of the millennials.
I was gonna say, there's a few young people here. You gotta be careful.
No, you're good.
I have my own car. Never
See,
had a
and
car ever.
That's why I'm just like, this is also a good option for those who maybe have a car, but maybe their spouse or a roommate or someone else is borrowing their car, or
it's broke down.
Yeah, exactly. It's another option.
Well, and
Not
on top of that, people like me that will go to the airport, or I go on vacation,
yeah.
and I need a ride where I literally can't leave my car at the airport because it's going to cost me a ton of money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want that stupid thing to drive me. I'm going to drive myself. Then yeah, you're right. That it opens up for people like that.
Okay. You got to scroll down. I can't see anything more really. There we go.
Because who wouldn't love to have a Lamborghini pull itself down your driveway and you get to get in and drive it?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would love that.
Seriously. Any, it would be a cool experience on top of it because it's such a new idea and technological device.
Yeah. That and get in and drive your dream car. You could have the Elite Series, you could have Luxury Series, you could have the Lemon Series where it's really dirt cheap and the car has 300,000 miles on it. And you don't care. You just need to get from point A to point B. You could
That's
promote a
right.
lot of different.
Self-driving car right there, that little Toyota Corolla. Or
1980 Toyota Corolla
There you go.
with $40,000 in computers.
I thought you were going to say 40,000 miles, and I'm like, what does that have to do with it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so what do they currently think about the product or service?
Many of them have been on the fence for various reasons, and this will open up.
So I think in this section we can specify like what some of those reasons are.
Yeah. Fence sitters, for more of the fence sitters, and then we can just list some of them out. So maybe, what do they think about the product or service? So they're uncertain, they're a little reluctant. So maybe the next session is what do we want them to think about the product or service? Maybe that's where you actually list out.
Well, I think if we say like what their concerns are first in this section, and then say what we're hoping to resolve with this advertisement in the next section.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yep, split them out. That's good.
Okay.
Address the concerns, and the very next question you provide solutions.
So I was just jotting down some ideas on the Google Doc, but something I know some people think about is they're worried about security. Is it really that safe?
The human security aspect.
Yeah, the human security aspect. Like there's been issues with Lyft, with Uber, with people getting kidnapped, with people, going to the wrong places just in general, wasting time,
Yep.
So what do they think, right? So maybe they think it's unsafe.
They're paranoid about the world we live in, abductions and.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And then also those who don't like social interactions, they feel like it's just awkward.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, if you see a whole bunch of red flags about something, the convenience goes right out the window.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The convenience of a fast food joint that's connected to a gas station, but there's flies everywhere, the kitchen's dirty, and nobody's washing their hands. It's not very convenient to go eat there.
Yep.
Convenience doesn't matter if some of your values are not being met.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to say socially comfortable or like more focused on solitude or provides a more solitary environment?
Well, right now we're thinking of the mentality of the customer.
Right.
So is uncomfortable with social interactions or doesn't feel comfortable with the social interactions kind of a thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think you're good with that.
Yeah.
Maybe considers with the mentality that Uber may not be safe and/or
That's not good.
does not.
Or new social interactions. Is that really what it is? Because it's not like, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a
that works.
valid point.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we're good to move on. Or do we want to still revise this one?
I'm just
So yeah, you have the safety, social interactions, and there's a little bit of a trust. There's a trust factor there, right?
Hmm.
They don't trust society. They don't trust. I'm not sure. Yeah, we can probably address that with after they see the advertising ad, they realize it's just them in a car. They don't have to trust in who's picking them up. You know, there's no, it eliminates the human factor.
See, I think you might want to put it, they also think that it's new and exciting technology.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of cool to show up in a driver that, you know, you pull up, jump out of the back seat, you know, and the car pulls up kind of thing.
Yeah.
The self-driving technology. So the current service doesn't have that though. So you wouldn't mention it under
Oh,
that.
sorry, I'm on the next question. Sorry. I thought we were down to the next one.
Sorry, I kind of jumped ahead.
So the technology of self-driving cars. Yeah. The technology of self-driving cars is exciting and
Cutting edge.
yeah, cutting edge. So that's one thing we want them to think afterwards. Just create, yeah. So the next factor could be the safety. By eliminating the human error,
Yeah.
you don't have to put a lot of trust in who your usher is or who your
Yeah, the
what sort of.
self-driving car will be safer than a human driver.
Well, we hope. The truth is that
It will one day.
it might not be a better driver, but at least it's not going to try and abduct you,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. I would bet, maybe not in my lifetime, but pretty soon it'll be a lot safer than a human.
Well, we have to be careful with the wording on that because by eliminating human drivers, not all human error will be eliminated because if you study, I don't know where I learned, I think it was in physics or something like that, or mechanics, I don't know. But everything that's touched by man's hands, so any kind of mechanical object, there
Yeah,
is human error that's introduced. To that.
humans
So
are still doing the programming and writing all the software.
right. So that's why I say less human error can occur.
You're not eliminating because someone could still, the person driving it is still human and they could still get in and crash themselves into another car. So by providing the option of a self-driving car, you can reduce the risk, the human risk of the
Driver error.
experience.
Wait, start that over again.
I don't know, what did I say? By reducing.
Eliminating.
Well, I don't know if we can eliminate it because someone could still get in
We're
and drive
salespeople
themselves.
here. Come on.
By reducing the exposure of human error.
In regard to the takeaway of the drivers, in regard to the
Some people will feel more comfortable. That's really what it comes down to. Some people will feel more safe. and maybe it's not human error. By reducing the exposure of
Driver error.
the human aspect of the whole experience. It's more the human aspect. You reduce the human out of, yeah.
In regard to the absence of the drivers. Of the actual human drivers. Am I not getting that?
By reducing the exposure of, take out A between of and human. By reducing the exposure of human aspect, of the human aspect, maybe?
By reducing the exposure of.
How about human error?
Well, we had error to begin with, but it's not really, you just take it that you're,
The absence.
it's all about the control. Who's controlling the vehicle? Who's controlling who's making the decisions? You're not.
Customers will. I'm not going to say some customers. I'm going to say customers as a whole.
How about the target market?
Or do you want to use the target market?
Yeah, or yeah, that's a
Will
or
feel
target customer or whatever. Yeah.
The customer segment.
the target customer segment.
Just customer segment. Yeah.
Feel more secure and confident.
We'll have the option to
Service
do what
their-
makes them feel the most safe. Whether it's driving themselves or letting the car drive them.
I know that's not spelled. They will have the option. What did you say?
They'll have the option to choose what makes them feel more safe.
Choose what makes safe. Whether that means they drive themselves or they let the car.
Yep.
I gotta go back to technology of self-driving cars is exciting and cutting edge. By eliminating human drivers, less human error can occur. So we're already kind of saying that in the sentence after it. By reducing the exposure of the human aspect in regard to the absence of the actual human drivers, the customer segment will feel more secure and confident in the service they are receiving. They will have the option to choose what makes them feel
Safer.
safer, whether that means they drive themselves or they let the car drive.
That works.
Yeah.
Download the app and contract the services or something like that.
Download the free app, right?
Establish an account and whatever you got to do after you download it.
I would even say reach out to your friends, see if they've heard about it, see if they know anyone who's experienced it. Look into it in their own area in general, because like Casey was saying, they probably wouldn't introduce it all over all at once. They probably one or two areas.
Become an advocate.
Yeah.
Establish an account, and yeah, that's really
Just trying to use the words that we've been reading, you know, advocate, publicity.
establish an account and get excited about trying the new service.
they
I mean,
can't.
you can't be an advocate until you try the service. But so
Once they have downloaded the free app, established an account, and try the experience themselves, we then want them to share. I say, because I could put this sentence right here.
Just move it.
Yeah, I could just say, we then want them to become an advocate for the service. And then that just eliminates it. Sound good? Does that sound okay to you guys?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Once they have downloaded the free app, established an account, and tried the experience themselves, we then want them to become an advocate for the service. Uber's new driving. Alright. What tone should the creative have? Or that question doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out like what tone should the advertisement have?
Yeah, that's what creative would mean. So I think you have a feel of how technology makes things safer.
well, it should be like revolutionary, groundbreaking,
Yeah.
drive excitement.
I think there's another side that some of them should feel more revolutionary, groundbreaking. But then there should be some that are more leaning towards the comfort zone of the people.
Well, it is, and it's both. Like it's revolutionary that you can have an Uber and take the human element out of it.
Relax and let us drive you.
When I think of like I think it's a Lexus commercial that I keep seeing, and it's like trying to lean on this. It's fresh, it's new, and all the colors are super like gray tone and silvery, and it honestly, I don't know, maybe I'm weird, but it makes me feel less personalized. It makes it feel less personal for me. And so something that would be more like having an ad where a car drives up and I can get in the front seat and I could just breathe, and it's lighter colors, more green. Does that make sense? Like there are some people who would be drawn more to the I don't know, the futuristic look, and then others who'd be more of the
It's more of the carefree. It's whatever you want it to be, right?
yeah.
I think it becomes more of a fun ad because you have whatever option you want.
So you could do it two ways. You could do one where you had like a cartoon of a car that has a big smile that comes and picks you up, and then you could have, like you're talking about, the feel of quality with the blacks and the silvers and the gray.
Yeah.
And what you do is you'd run an A/B test to a small amount of people, check your response, and then you'd go for it after that, whichever one works better. So if I don't know if you'll put all that down there, but that's what
I
I
think
do.
I think a lot of it just depends on demographics too. You know, in higher end, you know, in rural
Like,
country,
like one ad might
rural,
place in, a high-end magazine, and another one in a like a family magazine.
yeah, call it, and you can market them differently. You know, you have Uber Elite, which is whatever, it shows up with a Starbucks in the coffee holder, and it's got a cup warmer, and it keeps your coffee warm, and a guy with a business suit jumps in it. Or you have Uber Fun, which is do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
So if we're going to go back to that, though, I think we need to go back on a couple of these questions and specify that we do still provide those different levels of.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me better?
Can you guys hear him?
Not really.
Just talk louder.
Can you hear me better?
A little bit.
Hold on.
I think it all still fits our marketing and our narrative. It's just that it's all about, you have options. If you're not comfortable with one thing, do the other.
Mhm.
So where are we at? What are we trying to answer? What's next to the creative?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's all option based. Whatever you don't like about Uber has been solved. Problem solved. That's what the create.
Let us drive you, or you drive yourself.
Whatever stopped you from using Uber in the past, you have no excuse. What else do we have planned for this specific group meeting? Do we need to make some assignments on some other things?
Yeah, I think we just need to tell the other people, you guys do number 3. We are supposed to get 2 and 3 done.
Okay. I've actually got a family reunion that we got to leave for.
Okay.
I got to go get some stuff there.
Well, I think we got it. We'll just, what I'll do is I'll download the video, I'll post it, I'll send it to everybody in an email, and I'll say basically us 4 did number 2. You guys figure out number 3.
Okay. That works for me.
As long as everybody just doesn't think somebody else is going to do it.
Right. No, let's make it.
I'll say, and could you respond back which part you're going to do or something?
Yeah,
like
let's be as specific as you can, so we know the ball's not getting dropped. But yeah.
So I'll take care of that part.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
All right. See you, Casey.
Yeah.
See ya.
Okay, I'll send this as an attachment. And then we need to turn this in, right?
I don't think we turned it in.
No, we just have it on the report.
Yeah, I'll just email him a copy of the video and saying, hey, we met, this is what we did, the other group's going to do this. Here's a link to the video. I think that's all that we have to do. Then we have to get this put into our Google Doc. You'll have to copy this into the Google Doc, probably.
Mhm.
What's our team number?
Are we group? What are we? Are we group 3? What group are we?
I honestly don't know. I
said we were group 6 one time. It turned out, whoops, no, we're not. That was last semester.
We're group 3.
Okay. Doing something weird.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you better now, whatever you did.
I didn't do anything, but my screen is acting all weird. Like I can't get out of the sharing.
Just make sure you save it so you don't lose it. That would be
Yeah, please no. That would be so sad.
Well, we have it on video, but it'd still be annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, I got out of it.
Okay, so what else do we need to do?
Okay, I think that's everything. So I'll save this and then I'll send it to you guys.
Okay.
Try and see if I've got that. If I was able to get that, you share the Google
Yeah,
document.
we just need to get it pasted into the Google Doc.
So
Mhm.
if I can do that, then I'll do that as well. And then we're done.
Alrighty.
All right, give me an hour or so and I'll send an email around. And if you guys have any comments that I didn't make it clear what the other group needs to do, just reply.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you.
See
Great.
ya.